On today's show, we're diving into the world of relaxation and self-care with Jennifer Durand from the Nature Nook Day Spa. Erica Downing is here to break down the DVSA and the powerful ways they're making a real difference. And finally, prepare yourself for some cuteness overload. It's time to meet our pet of the week. And trust us, this furry friend is guaranteed to steal your heart. So sit back, smile, and let's get the show rolling. Good Morning Murfreesboro for Friday, February 28th, 2025 starts right now.
Good morning, Murfreesboro. I'm Lance Chandler.
And I'm Rachel Albertson. Thank you for joining us for another week where we tell you about how Murfreesboro shines.
Yeah, and it's been an amazing week.
This weather, I am not sad.
I'm so happy with it.
Yeah.
I was over the cold, over all the ice and freezing rain and snow and everything else that we got. And then it's like 70. It was like 78 this week at one point. Like I got in my car and I was like, is this real life?
Yes, yes. I can turn my seat heater off for a minute.
Yeah. You like it really hot. You're over there, 100-degree weather. You're like, all right, let's crank the heat up.
It's
heat
perfect.
Seater on.
100 degree, I'm good. But I got to take my dog for a walk yesterday, and she was very happy because it's warm and it's not cold on her little
Well, there's
paws.
been so many people out walking. Like our whole neighborhood was just full of people just walking their dogs and everything, and out exercising and running. So, but I'm afraid that it's a false spring. I can feel it. Like it's going to come March, and it's like here's snow again, and then Tennessee weather, you know.
When I moved here, they said there's always one more snow or freeze before Mother's Day.
Yep. Yeah, typically. Yeah.
Don't plant your stuff yet.
Exactly. My grandmother always says that. Don't plant any flowers before Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Because they will get frozen and die, which we learned that the hard way last year because we didn't listen. So we planted some and they died. But yeah.
Well.
But I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the weather this week.
What's going on with traffic?
Terrible still. Still no blinkers out there, guys. Not one single blinker. Let me tell you what happened to me this week.
Okay.
Let me tell you. So me and my wife are driving down Memorial Boulevard where you have Middle Tennessee Boulevard that connects to it, like right there. Like where the two MAPCOs are, where everybody's like, why is there a MAPCO across the street from a MAPCO? So like they're in the turning lane to go left. We're coming down, nobody in front of us. We're pretty close to them. A white Honda Accord.
It's those white Hondas.
I know, and then they just all of a sudden whip out right in front of us, out of the turning lane into our lane. I'm having to lock up the brakes, and then they don't like do it with an urgency at all. Like they just kind of. I'm like, what was the point of that? And there was absolutely nothing behind us. So like it was like, could you not wait another 20 seconds for us to go by, and then you could have done it safely.
Probably not even paying attention.
Yeah, I mean,
on their phone.
Gracious. So that's Murfreesboro. Stay off your phones. Use your blinkers. This is getting ridiculous, guys.
It's bad. It's bad. So, how about a joke? Do you have a joke this week?
I do have a joke.
Okay.
Why did the tomato blush?
I don't know.
Because it saw the salad dressing.
Ooh, all right.
Spicy.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and discuss things of national importance over the salad dressing and the tomato. Today is National Public Sleeping Day, so people aren't homeless, they're just taking a nap.
Oh, I did not expect you to say that one. Well, you know what? You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Baby Sleep Day, which is something that I hope happens in August.
Yeah, those newborns, they either sleep all the time or not till they're like 4 months old.
Yeah, I'm hoping ours is just all the time, just sleeping.
I hope that for you
angel
too.
And not mean to us.
March is American Red Cross Month. Claire Barton founded the American Red Cross in 1881. This month celebrates the heroes who dedicate their lives to the service of the wounded, disaster-struck, or traumatized in any catastrophe. It's pretty amazing.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that day existed. That's really cool.
It's a month.
Or the month, sorry. I didn't know the month existed. Then on the 1st, it's National Daggum That's Good Day.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
It's the brainchild of the Masterbuilt manufacturing. They do grills and smokers, and I love my grills and smokers. But
yes.
Masterbuilt's a really good brand. They do a lot of giveaways and stuff. So if you follow them on their social media, so if you want a daggum good smoking.
All right, and on the 2nd is International Rescue Cat Day, which gives us the opportunity to talk about our cat Mochi. That got adopted.
She did. He did. I can't
remember.
The
cat.
Cat Mochi got adopted and got a good home, it looks like. And then it's National Anthem Day on the 3rd. It's
National Anthem.
Yep,
okay.
National Anthem. Mm-hmm.
March 3rd through 9th is National Procrastination Week.
I'm good at that.
Yeah. You ready to talk about birthdays?
Yeah, I've been putting it off.
Yeah. Wait till later.
That was another dad joke for you there. You missed it, Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Not even close.
Well, today is Jason Aldean's birthday. He'll be 48.
And tomorrow, Justin Bieber turns 31.
My wife loves Justin Bieber. She's a believer. And Sunday, the 2nd, it's Luke Combs.
And if you're in my age bracket, you'll remember John Bon Jovi, who on the 2nd turns 63.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow. And then Shaquille O'Neal is 53 on the 6th. Wow.
That's sports. Which sport is that?
It's basketball. It's Shaquille O'Neal, you know?
Round orange ball.
Well, it's time to thank our sponsors. And this week, we want to give a little extra shout out to Spear Overhead Doors because they are the real OG sponsor for us. They've been there since the beginning, and we really do appreciate them and what they do for our show. So Spear Overhead Doors is our major one this week.
Yes. They've been very good to us. We also have Titan Media Works.
Info Social Media.
615 Insurance.
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
And Hemispheres Wine Bar. If you haven't been here yet, you need to be here.
You have to. It's awesome. We have something coming up a little bit later where we get to use their wine glasses. So keep watching.
I mean, you might be able to sneak peek. So, as I love to say, if you can't find something to do in Murfreesboro, you aren't looking hard enough or watching our show. So,
well, tonight you have the Lone Star Rodeo. So if you're a person that likes to partake in the rodeo, horses, cattle, all that stuff, if you're a farmer, this is probably something for you. It's Miller, Tennessee Coliseum.
Wow.
It's tonight at 6 p.m.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like a lot of fun. It's a lot of exciting, a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever been to a rodeo, but
I have,
it's action-packed. It's action-packed.
Is that considered a sport?
It actually is considered a sport.
Okay, so I've done that sport.
But yeah.
Or seen that sport.
And if you're like me, you know, sometimes I got into Yellowstone, so I wish I was a cowboy. It's kind of like Toby Keith. I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride. But, you know, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
No.
I did insurance instead of cowboying.
I mean, it's close. On the 1st, it's the Oreo Festival. This Saturday, get ready to indulge in all things Oreo at the Oreo Festival. Yum. Come out to Hot Springs for a sweet celebration featuring Oreo-inspired treats, live music, a free petting zoo, inflatables, train rides, and over 150 vendors. Admission and parking are free, which is awesome. Plus, the first 200 adults get free goodie bags. I wonder if there's going to be Oreos in there. Don't miss that delicious day.
Wouldn't it be sad if there was no Oreos in the goodie bag, though? I mean, like that's. I mean, I'm about it. I love me
So,
some
how do
Oreos.
you eat Oreos?
One line at a time. You know, I'll do a line of Oreos real quick.
It depends on my mood, but I do like to break them apart and like nibble the cookie and like, yeah. I want to eat it.
Well, we got some Oreos here.
We're going to do it now?
Show you how to do it? Yeah.
All right.
All
I like
right.
to enjoy it.
All right. Here we go, guys.
But we're dunking
We got a little
today.
milk in the wine glass.
We're going to
from
dunk.
Hemisphere.
The best way to drink milk in a wine glass.
Non-alcoholic milk.
All right.
And we dunk.
Dunkaroo. Dunk.
No, you gotta put, and then you gotta turn.
Some of us are lactose intolerant.
It's a little hard to reach with the wine glass, but you gotta turn so you get all edges of it. You know what I mean? It's gotta be good and
Yeah, I don't know about
coated
that.
in the
All
milk,
right.
and then.
Oh.
Party foul. Party foul.
All right then.
That was really good.
Not bad.
Take these Oreos away from me, Neil. I'll eat the rest of them right here in front of everybody. Then we have MTSU basketball on the 1st. And so they're playing El Paso, Texas. Sorry, I lost my place. I was busy eating Oreo. Just 2 more home games. So next Thursday and Saturday before conference, before the playoffs. Catch it tomorrow on WGNS Radio. If you're an MTSU fan, which you should be if you're from Murfreesboro, make sure you watch that. And
Then the Miners are here to play the Blue Raiders women's team, Murphy Center, 1 p.m. This is the last home game before the playoffs. The Blue Raiders are currently in first place.
Yep, and then Conference USA playoffs for both men and women begin March 11th in Huntsville. So not that far away if you want to go watch. All right, and then we have the KST Music Fest, which I'm a music enthusiast, so I like that kind of stuff. It is bringing the fun to downtown Murfreesboro on the famous Puckett stage. So I don't know if you've ever been to a show at Puckett's. It's really cool. It's really intimate and you get good barbecue, so it's really fun. You can join us tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. for great music, huge crowds, and plenty of family fun and food. Don't miss it.
That's fantastic. Wine and Whiskey is at the Wetlands. It's back for Friday, March 7th. Enjoy over 150 wines, whiskeys, and spirits at the Discovery Center, plus delicious food from Fatty Mattie's Pizza and Roscoe's Barbecue. Don't miss a special presentation at the Murfreesboro Spring Wetlands and a chance to meet resident animals. General admission runs from 6 to 8:30 and VIPs get in at 5:30.
Yeah, and if you'd like to find more information on these events and things that are going on, please follow our links in the comments below and follow our page, and we'll be sharing all this stuff all the time. And also, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we have Jennifer Durand of Nurture Nook Day Spa. She's going to be with us. See you soon. And we are back with Jennifer Durand of the Nurture Nook Day Spa. How you doing, Jennifer?
Doing great. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Yes.
Got to find out what's going on in Murfreesboro.
Right? Going along with our Oreo theme, how do you eat an Oreo?
You got to hold it up high so we can make sure we see it.
I don't know. We were taught to split it and then
okay.
Yeah.
Eat the icing first.
eat the icing first and then dip it in the milk.
Yeah.
And or just take a sip.
Perfect.
Milk in a wine glass.
Oh, that's the best.
Well, tell us a little bit about you, Jennifer, and your business.
Yeah, sure. I've been, we've been on Walnut Street for going on 24 years now. So I'm very integrated in the community. Stayed inside my doors for the first 8 years of growing my business. And then after that became a diplomat with the chamber. And that got me connected with so many other programs, people, community activities. But the day spa has been a labor of love. Started out as a single therapist and eventually took over the whole house that we're in. So we're in a charming turn of the century house.
Oh, wow.
We have a beautiful inspiration garden in the back. And we invite the public to come and just enjoy the garden. It's a little oasis in the middle of town. You would never expect that to be there.
I had no idea.
I was so surprised when I went there the first time. I was like, this is, wow.
Yeah, it's a gem. It is a surprise. We do host events there. We host our own, and then we also invite people to rent it out. And some have had business meetings. We've had yoga classes and seminars. So
Really?
yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I had no
Weather
idea.
dependent, but yeah, it's
So-
a beautiful
So
atmosphere.
you mentioned like for the first 8 years you were kind of indoors of that, not getting out into the community, and I think a lot of people don't understand that when they start a business, it is really difficult to sometimes get out into the community because it is very difficult to start a business and it's very time demanding. A lot of times you're by yourself for a long time getting that.
Oh my God, you're bringing back so many memories.
It can be a rough ride. Is what I'm saying.
It's true. But when you do come out of that and make your first connection, you start to breathe a little differently.
Yeah.
You still have all the same responsibilities and tasks and worries and things to achieve, but then you have people to lean on and other ideas to foster and help support you. So,
which I love hearing that from entrepreneurs because any business that you start, which I started my own business, Rachel started her own business, and the thing about an entrepreneur and people that have not done that before or thinking about getting into that is it's hard.
It's worth it.
Time consuming. It's worth it, but it's difficult, and you got to put forth the effort, and you got to do a lot of time alone, and then eventually, as you grow, you get to spread out and spread your wings and go to other places.
Yeah, I think you have to be geared for it or built for it too.
Yeah.
My background was sales and marketing, and I helped other businesses grow with that. And so I was actually unceremoniously ejected from my last job. And it was a blessing. It really was. And so it was the catalyst that said, do I go work for somebody else or do I put this into something that I can build? And I had just gotten my massage therapy license. I had a background in skincare for 20 plus years already.
That's what I was going to ask.
That sounded
you.
like a lot. That was 20 plus years before I started this business.
How did you go into, that's my question was, how did you get into that from being a marketer?
So I have always been, I love to touch. I'm affectionate by nature. I like to connect with people's hearts. That's the real stuff. I'm not a big superficial kind of girl. And so I worked across the country selling products at trade shows and just touching people when they come in to give them a moment of comfort. And conversation came up many times, oddly enough, across the country. Had I ever thought of being a massage therapist? I said no, And so really that's just a small part of it I learned. I went through all the educational and licensing process, of course, and just decided to open up my own practice. And things just naturally evolved. It was definitely God directed because just the things that presented themselves are not things that you can make happen. Yeah. Even the location, everything. The sun shone on the building as I was driving down the street after just looking at a place I thought I was going to rent, that kind of thing. So every step has been divinely inspired.
Well, that was kind of my next question in that journey that you had. And I feel like that's the way for a lot of people. There's like this aha moment or like the silver lining around the cloud. Like when you're just like, can I keep doing this? And then like one day it just kind of it's a flip of a switch almost. Was there one of those moments where you in your business venture where you're just like one day you were like, that you remember, you're just like, wow, this is going to be a thing. Like I can do this.
So there's been lots of switches, I think. Not necessarily just, so yes, short answer, yeah. but in lots of little switches as you're taking your steps. And one of them, though, the scary one was when I looked at the property I'm in now. My son was running around the big tree that sits out front and ran right into it. And this big baseball knot came up on his head. And I thought, do you know what you're doing? Like, you got to care for your family. Are you going to be able to do this? Like, oh my gosh. And the answer was a resounding yes. It has grown beautifully over 24 years, even through 2008, the hard market through COVID. And COVID, it's stayed strong. And I believe that is because of the divine presence and divine faith that I'm doing the right thing. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what services that you offer?
Yeah, I actually like to talk more about what the purpose is. We offer massages, facials, advanced skincare, couples services. We do full day packages, spa, hand and foot therapy treatments. But I believe that what you find inside our facility is the reality. Because a lot of people go, oh, back to reality now after they've had a lovely experience. I'm like, no, this is reality. What you're finding inside of yourself, no matter what service you get here, that is the reality. You've reconnected with who you really are. Out there is the illusion and all the concepts and, things that we're trying, expectations of others that we're trying to meet constantly. And so everybody kind of goes, oh. So my aim is that they take what they experience in our spa, they take that with them and apply it to the rest of their lives. Remember that moment.
That's really cool. Wow.
That's awesome. Thank you. Well, I truly believe it. So, but then we also have wonderful events. We just had a great Valentine event. Self-love is self-care. So coming up this spring, creating sacred spaces, where it helps you reconnect with your true nature through different practices will teach you how to do. Simple but profound.
And they can find those events and stuff on your website?
On our website, nurturenook.com, our Facebook page,
we'll have
we're
a link
on
on
Instagram.
Here below, guys. So if you're interested and there's something that's standing out to you, you can definitely go on the website below and make an appointment or check out the events.
Yeah, make an appointment. And even just drop by. We have a beautiful gift shop, lots of unique items that you can't find anywhere else, and someone to explain them to you or give you an idea. And we're just introducing some new, not do it yourself, but you don't need a service provider to do it. We have LED light mats, help with inflammation in the body, have it for the face, so pigmentation issues or acne issues.
That's pretty cool.
We have smart goggles that take you on a little guided meditation journey. So
Fantastic.
lots of things to check out.
Well, thank you for being here, Jennifer. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the insight. We appreciate having an entrepreneur here on the show. So
Yes.
thank you.
And breathe deeply. Release. There you go.
That's great. Well, thank you again, Jennifer.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Purple Paws Pet of the Week. This week's Purple Paws Pet of the Week comes to us from Lifehouse Petfinder. Meet Clover. Clover is a sweet 25-pound terrier pup born on March 9th, 2024. The last of his siblings looking for a forever family. He's house-trained, crate-trained, and full of love, waiting for his forever home. This little guy is a perfect medium-sized companion. Don't wait. Clover is ready to steal someone's heart, and it could be you. If you think you might want to adopt Clover, contact Lighthouse Petfinder.
Yeah, and you can find all their information below in our links. And if you'd like to adopt him, go there.
Yes, yes. And we've had 2 animals adopted, so we really love that you guys are watching
Yes.
and checking out those animals.
And it's important that you share because
Right.
it lets more people know about the animals that we're
help get
helping
those animals
out.
adopted.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, up next we have Erica Downing from the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center. Thanks for being here, Erica.
Absolutely, and I know that's a mouthful for you to say.
Yes, yes.
yes.
I did not go with the acronym.
Abbreviation.
The abbreviation, which we
DVSA.
typically do
Yeah.
because it is a mouthful.
DVSA.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Erica, for being here. We appreciate everything you do with your organization
Absolutely.
and what you do for the community, because people that are going through this type of life, you know, where they're experiencing
Life-altering experience.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. They need help, and sometimes they don't know where to turn. And it's people
Absolutely.
like you that help with that.
Absolutely, you know, and it's always good to know where to turn when you're in that
Yeah.
situation, because sometimes you don't know where to turn and you don't know where to go. And it's really important for agencies such as myself in order to give that hope and healing to survivors that are going through some very traumatic experiences and don't really know if they can find their way out of that. I know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I really think that's the beauty of our agency, is that we're able to walk along someone through that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about the DVSA, and then tell us how you got involved in it.
Absolutely. So our organization was founded in 1986, so probably older than most of the audience that's watching the show today. You know, we started out in a one-room organization, and we have flourished to a 17 staff organization. We provide court advocacy services, so we help individuals to file an order of protection. There's been a relationship that's been established. We also have an emergency safe shelter that houses both men, women, and children that are fleeing domestic violence. It's a 31-bed facility. We also provide counseling for past and current survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. And then we also have a forensic on-site room for anyone who's experienced a sexual assault. They can actually come to our office to have that exam completed in the privacy of our own facility.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Well, I know
amazing.
you guys you are able to do your mission through donations and some grants. So for the community, what is the number one needed item to be donated?
really everything, but really honestly, when it gets right down to it, it's the monetary support that we need. A lot of things are going on in the federal government right now. There's a lot of federal reductions that we will be receiving in the next fiscal year. And so we really need some campaign writers to write Governor Lee. We're asking for a $25 million budget for all victim services, which includes domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and child advocacy. So really, those that like to put pen to paper and write Governor Lee, we would really, appreciate that, because we need that in order to keep our services, in Rutherford County, and also our sister agencies across the state are in the same boat as us. So we really do need that immediate support.
Well, we have a very large community, so
Yes.
it probably takes a lot of funds to make sure that you have everything in place.
Yes,
to help
absolutely.
These victims.
It's about a $1.5 million budget.
Wow, that's insane.
And we are dependent on the community. I'm the grant writer of the organization, as well as many different hats as I wear as director. And so, we really do depend on that financial support, whether it's federal, state, and local, private donations. And so we really do need the community to kind of wrap around us, to wrap around survivors as well.
Well, you go
We'll
ahead.
put a link below. I'm sure there's donation buttons on your
Yes.
website, so
Yes.
you guys can click and make some whatever the donation is,
Yes,
it's helpful, whatever
absolutely.
size.
But you guys have a big community event coming up, right?
Yes, we do. So we have an event coming up on April the 10th. It's at the View at the Fountains. It's from 11:30 to 1 p.m. and it's called Show Your Teal. So it's a charity luncheon. We will have a guest speaker that will be telling her story. And we hope to raise money for our survivors of sexual assault. April is also Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and so we like to plug our events during those crucial months to really kind of drive that thought home of we're walking beside survivors every single day that are looking for a safe place to disclose. And so, you know, it's really important that when someone does disclose any type of abuse, that you hear them, you support them, and you really empower them to make their own decisions. You know, it's really hard for someone to disclose that abuse. And so when they do, it's so important of how we receive the information.
Yeah.
Because if you shut them off in a conversation, then they're going to feel like the whole world is going to shut them off. So it's really hard for them to come forward.
Well, tell us a little bit about the event, of course, but like how order the tickets? Like how do they?
The tickets are on Eventbrite.
Okay.
They are $50 per ticket, and then tables are $500, and they seat 8.
Oh, sweet. So,
So it's a fairly reasonable event. Nothing too crazy. There's always so many events to compete with in Rutherford County. Murfreesboro is just like booming with events, and so we really want to make sure that we're kind of standing apart from other organizations with our events, but also not competing with others as well.
and I assume that the tickets are limited. Do you know how many you have
Yes.
available right now? That way, if people want to do it, they can get it on it.
Yes, so the venue will seat up to 150, 175, and so those tables fill up pretty quickly. So we've got about half our tables already sold. So, if you're wanting to come to our event, and I hope that you are, you're going to be completely transformed by our speaker, who is going to tell her story in a very unique way. Actually going to be a question and answer type period. So something very similar to this setup as well. Something that we haven't done before, and we really think that it's going to be able to tell her story in a very impactful way.
Wow, that's really amazing.
We'd love to hear, this is a sad kind of topic. Is there something that you can tell us, maybe a story that went great, or some kind of,
Absolutely. So we had, one of my favorite stories is we had a survivor that came in to file an order of protection, and she really wasn't sure whether she wanted to file, and had been through years of abuse, and she decided to come forward and file because her daughter was secretly filming the abuse that she was watching, and she was afraid that she was going to have to turn that evidence over to law enforcement because she was afraid that her mother was going to be killed by the abuser. And so she decided to come in and file the order of protection, which was granted. She eventually filed for divorce, got away from gentleman, and I use that word very lightly. She ended up in a new relationship. It was the first healthy relationship that she'd ever been in. They are now married. They are now living out of state. And she actually gives out our business cards to other survivors to come forward because she knows how scary it is to come forward and take that first step. And she knows that she can kind of soften that blow for someone else to come in and really, feel that they're not going to be judged when they come in our office. We want to make sure that we're creating that safe place for anyone that comes in to seek any of our services. And, they may not decide that this is the right time, but we keep that door open because we're always going to be here.
Wonderful. Well, we appreciate everything that you do with that. And we know it's a heavy subject that we're talking about here, but we like to bring a little fun to the show, and we've done it with Jennifer.
Yes.
So it's your turn now.
Yes.
How do you dunk an Oreo? And remember, you got to hold it up high because they're overlaid at the bottom. So
yeah.
So it's been years since I've had an Oreo, but of course you twist it,
it's a shame.
And then you dunk. So
You get a little bit of both.
you get a little bit of both.
Extend the cookie experience.
And those cookies fight back.
They do.
And you don't
Rachel
all over
knows
yourself,
her cookie's still marinating her.
Yeah.
in her
I do have to say, I thought growing up when you twisted it, it was a clean break, but these ones today
these
are not
are not a clean
breaking.
break. No.
Oreos slacking.
Yeah.
They're not built like they used to be.
Well, thank you so much for being here and talking about the DVSA with us. And if anyone out there watching is not sure about their situation, just wants to talk, there's no judgment, and they can
Absolutely.
contact you. We'll have all that information below.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, stop. Don't scroll just yet. We'll be right back after this message. All right, well, that's it for our show today. We had a great show.
Yes, and some pretty cool guests, and we
Yeah.
got some snacks along
We had
the
some
way.
snacks. I'll be taking the rest of the Oreos with me, Neil.
That's fine with me. You go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm an Oreo fiend. I got problems.
Well, I mean, you said you eat them by the row, not like I eat 2 or 3 at a time.
Yeah, no, I do it a line at a time. I'm
You're
telling you.
dedicated to that.
I'm committed.
Dedicated. So if you're at the Oreo Festival this weekend, if you're missing Oreos, look for this guy.
Yeah, there's a strong chance I'll be at the Oreo Festival. But well, next week we have more events
We do, and more guests.
and lots of more fun. Hopefully we'll have more Oreos next week. What is wrong with me? You know, I can't let it go.
Yes, yeah. Well, you never know what Neil will have us do on a show. So
That's true. I'm about to put a bug in his ear. Let's have a how do you eat a Reese's day.
Oh, I'd be down with that one. Also, I really like gummy bears.
Oh, me
All the
too.
chewy and candies.
We just need to have a candy episode. Well, we have to thank our sponsors. We have Superior Overhead Doors,
Titan Media Works,
Info Social Media,
615 Insurance,
Achieve Entrepreneur Center.
and Hemispheres Wine Bar. And they having a really cool event tonight where they are pairing Girl Scout cookies with wine so that you get the best flavors.
But not Girl Scout cookies with milk. We brought our
No.
own milk. They
No.
serve wine here.
They have non-alcoholic drinks
They
too,
do
but
have.
tonight it's all about those Girl Scout cookies and wine.
And Girl Scout cookies are amazing. It's that time of year. Anyway, sorry. What is wrong with me? You know?
You're snackish this morning.
Well, make sure that you watch replays.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
We have tons of great episodes like today, and then we have Mr. Murfreesboro. We have Kelly Bean. We have all these great
Just
people.
because the events are past doesn't mean that you can't learn a lot from the guests and,
Exactly.
and learn about other businesses and nonprofits that you can support.
Yeah, well, tell them what they need to do, Rachel, with the show.
Well, they need to watch it, then they need to comment nicely, and they need to share it. And if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe. Text it to your family, friends, put it in an email. No, I'm just kidding. Watch the show, share it, let people know that you enjoyed it, and maybe there's a nonprofit that you want to share their story with somebody that you know.
Yeah, that might help, them in a situation.
Yeah.
And we got to thank our staff. They're such an amazing staff. We love them so much for everything that they do. They make
Right.
this whole thing go round.
Right? Go around like an Oreo. Neil is really good at coming up with some great stuff. We have our behind the scenes people that do a lot of work as well.
And the Hemispheres Wine Bar. We have to thank them so much.
Yeah.
They're so gracious. They put up with a lot of us.
If you haven't been here, you really need to.
Well, that's it for this week. We
Right.
thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you continue to watch next week. And from Good Morning Murfreesboro, we wish you a great weekend.
If you're going to do it in Murfreesboro, oh my God, I messed it up. Okay, if you're going to do it this weekend, do it in Murfreesboro. See you next week.
I'm eating this cookie.